I'm swimming regularly now. Yeah, so I didn't where's the family at?
No, hold on. There we go. There's some coming on, right? Hey, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hey, there's my nephew. Can you hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Okay, good. Hey, Brian Dees. I see you, Dean. Let's go to. Hey, Dad.
What's up, family?
Hey, Dean. Wow, in the car. Brian, I see you over there.
Everybody, you on the computer?
Hey, Dad, can you hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Where's Dad at?
Which one's Dad?
Oh, okay, right here. Okay. All right.
You only got 4 friends?
Can you hear me, Dad?
What you got here?
Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me.
Alicia's trying to get on there.
Okay, all right. Hi, Mom. Can you hear me, Mom?
I want to see Mom.
Right here. There's my mom.
Oh, I like Mom. Mom's mean.
Hi, Lisa.
No bad enough, Mom.
Lisa, give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Lisa. Okay, good. Hi, Pete. Can you hear me? Thumbs up.
Sorry.
Hi, Bridget. Oh, just turned off your video.
You should be able to hear them.
Well, everybody's muted because
You're muted, so they don't talk over each other.
Crosstalk, yeah. Alicia, here comes Alicia. Hi, Alicia. Alicia, can you hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. You can. Turn on your audio. Okay, can you hear me? Okay, good. All right. Ready?
You guys hear us?
What's that?
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna grab it. I'll grab it.
Yeah, well, I'll do the intro. If you guys grab.
No, yeah.
So,
Hey, you should take it. Hey, you should take it like a man so your people can see. We'll carry the computer out there and show.
okay, yeah, so I did a test earlier, so these are raise our voices a little bit. Can you mute the TV, please?
Hi, everybody, this is Assistant Chief Stephen Kaufman, good friend of mine, and I'm going to turn the floor over to him. Oh, wait a minute.
It's not your friend. Okay, so I'm gonna bring Sean Watson. He's one of our firemen here. All the firemen put together this board. Why don't you kind of explain what?
So it's just a little parting gift that the guys get together and sign, and we just wanted to we attach a nameplate on our turnouts and wanted to give it to the Robert. So yeah, for represent the fire department. So thank you.
Thanks, Sean.
Yep. You go, buddy.
Thanks, buddy.
Congratulations.
All right, so there's.
Yeah.
Is that what it says?
All right.
Okay, so there's a tradition in the fire service of giving shadow boxes. That's what this is here. A little bit of history behind this. Naval tradition has it that when a sailor joins a crew, back when ships were sailing ships, traditionally a sailor would stay with the ship until he retired. He would stay there for his whole career. And tradition had it that it was bad luck for a sailor when he was retiring for his shadow to touch the pier before he did. So with space being a premium on a ship, everywhere they went for their tours, they would gather small souvenirs everywhere they went. And then with the tradition, the men on the ship, and in this case, all the firemen got together, took all of his trinkets, put it in a box for him, and that's called the shadow box. They would carry the box down to the pier with his shadow safe inside the box, and then it would render him good luck in all of his the rest of his endeavors. So without further ado, thank you very much, Tim, for all your service. Good luck to you.
Thank you. And thank you, Brett.
Yeah, no problem here. Thanks,
Good, good. Thanks, guys.
Wow. So we have, hold on, we have more tradition in the fire service. So we have a tradition called water in, water out. That means Tim is going to get watered out. And if you guys want to see Tim watered out, give me a thumbs up. Tim can take like a man and get the hose, but if he fights, he's going to get the hydrant. Yeah. So he's going. So this will go outside. I'll take it.
Wait.
Yeah, do your speech, and then you're going to get watered out.
Okay. Thank you.
Charge not dropping that. Make sure you can see.
First of all, thank you guys for everything, especially for today. For everybody online, they made me breakfast this morning, and it's been a great day. You saw the great things that they gave me, and then they made me dinner. So it's been a real pleasure, and I wanted to especially thank my mom and my dad, who have been great supports to me. My mom has been the best cheerleader and supporter that anybody could ever ask for, and my dad taught me the value of hard work, persistence, and discipline. In 1974, oh, by the way, I wanted to also thank their spouses. My father's wife, Judy, who is no longer with us, and my mother's husband, Roy. Thank you very much. In 1974, I was 4 years old, and I was with my mom all the time. I had 5 brothers and sisters that were older. They were in school. And we saw a fire. My mother saw a fire. And she pulled over really quickly. And we kind of she said, come on. And we made our way to the area where the fire was. Well, there was a reporter standing at the corner. For those of you who are watching who know it, it's South Main Street in Attleboro. And the reporter asked her, she said, tell me what you see. And my mother said, I see a house on fire, and there's a woman in a bathrobe, and she's holding a baby, and the baby is naked. And I really believe that was a turning point for me. And she knew it. Mark Twain once said, the 2 most important days of your life are the day that you're born, which I have my parents to thank, and the day that you find out why. 1974 was a good indicator, but in 1994 I really found out why. I worked with a friend. She's a good therapist, and basically she took me through a process, and so I learned what my purpose in life was. It's not necessarily being a firefighter for my whole life, and this is an important point, because as you all know, there are other things we can do. My purpose is to see people animals or even things in need, to have compassion on them, to want to do something, and to do something concrete to help that person, that animal, or that thing. And that has, I see you, Lisa. That has that has fit really well with fire service. It's also fit really well with paramedicine. It's even fit kind of well in some of my hobbies. You guys know I'm into watches and overhauling watches and that kind of thing. And even though I know a lot of people disagree with it, I think it's going to help me in the practice of law in this next endeavor. Because usually people say, well, 100 lawyers chained at the bottom of the ocean is a good start, right? But hopefully I'll be able to do some good. And that's where I'm going from here. I'm going towards this thing. It's been a great time in the fire service, and I want to thank some people individually. I can't remember them all, but I have a list here. First of all,
You just don't want to get wet.
first of all, I want everybody here to know that in this department in particular, the people here have been just amazing. I've made more friends here in 3.5 years than I did in 27 in Hawaii. And that means a lot to me. It means a lot. And taking your licks or whatever, that's all well and good. That's all part of it. But Brett, you've been a great friend to me. We've done some when I first met Brett, the day I met him, I said to myself, this guy should be promoted. And I'm very glad to see that he was promoted to captain. Brett is somebody who places a stamp on virtually everything he touches, logos and whatever else, t-shirts. And he's able to do deep dives in conversation. That's important. Steve, you've been a really great friend. Steve's another guy I can sit down for 2 or 3 hours and we can talk about all the things that we want to talk about: philosophies, problems, solutions, and he's also one of the most intelligent people I know. And I have this size 11 boot that I've been trying to kick him along and say, hey, finish your professional engineering degree and get your stamp. I don't know whether he will or not, but I believe that would be really great for you. So thank you for your friendship. Troy? Hey, buddy! Troy is one of the most unassuming leaders I've ever met in my career. When I first got here at Fallon, I didn't know for at least 5 shifts that Troy was a captain. That either makes him, a real shitbag, or it makes him a really great leader who doesn't wear his knife in his sleeve and kind of just does things. And I know he's not here, but Brian Smith, one of the funniest guys I think I've ever met, another good friend. It's just amazing. I really miss Brian, especially the interactions he and Troy and I used to have. And I should say one other thing. In this whole endeavor in wanting to go to law school, I was kind of nervous at first because it's a big undertaking, studying, the testing, the applying and everything. But when I came in and when I eventually told everybody, it was about a week, but when I finally opened up my mouth to Troy and Brian, and they looked at me and said, wow, that's cool. I mean, right there, without giving me anything, any guff or any crap, it gave me this huge boost of confidence. So thank you for doing that, even though you didn't know you did it. Bull and Alicia, what can I say? What's stronger than family? And Bull and Alicia have welcomed me. We're right down the street from each other, and really, it's just been such a great part of my time here. Caleb? Caleb?
You're getting away.
When I first met you, you were an angry young man, and today you're an angry captain. No.
Sounds all right.
You're growing up, kid.
He's getting there. He is getting there. He's more of a happy person now.
Otherwise, you get for that, you could end your speech.
Seriously, if you really want a role model for growth, this is the guy right here. And Caleb has taken the bull by the horns, started formal education, followed his lead because he's doing the right thing, even though he bitches every time he has to write a paper or do a test or I got this thing, going on. Hi, Caitlin. And so just, Caleb's another one I did some deep dives with as well. So thank you, Caleb. Where's Troy? There he is.
Oh,
Troy.
twin brother?
Troy, Ian, all the paramedics, and all the firefighters here. Whether you loved me or not, or didn't like me so much, it's like, what are you gonna do? You live in a firehouse, right? It's been a great time. I would be remiss if I didn't mention some of the mentors. You won't know them, but we are recording this for them. And Assistant Chief John Coughlin was a great mentor of mine. He basically ran me through paramedic school at the age of 22. He was there at every turn. Captain Dave Crawford, Chief Paul Garrigan, Chief Gary Flores. Those three I used to ride rescue with, and they're all role models for paramedicine and being the top tier firefighters. And finally, the biggest and best fire chief I've ever worked for, Chief Bill Moore, who did quite a bit of time in Japan and speaks it fluently. But he's the fire chief who got my maximum potential out of me, and he did it through excellent leadership. He did it through giving me projects that were over my head, so that I could reach and do my best, and I would complete them, and then I'd have a lot more confidence. But Bill Moore is certainly the best fire chief I ever worked for. And I see Brian Dees on the PD here. Brian was a military guy I worked with, assistant fire chief, salt of the earth, fireman's fireman, really, really great guy. And so thank you, Brian, for everything. I just saw Brian last year as well. And all right. I just want to pass on some of the gems that I learned over the years, little rules of thumb. We have rules of thumb for pumps and all kinds of stuff. The first rule of thumb is coming to work grateful. And for myself, I've always been able to, especially when I got rehired as a civilian, if I'm out in the bay and I'm around the trucks, around the guys, man, I am really, really thankful. This is a career and a job and an endeavor that we all work really hard to get past. We work really hard to get to, and we are blessed to be able to be here. And that's the first one. The second one, and really this is probably the most meaningful out of all of them, it's called the 2 a.m. rule. And that is that it has been the honor of my life to get woken up in the middle of the night and respond on a medical or a fire where somebody really, really, really needs our help, and nobody else will come except us at 2 in the morning. If you look a little deeper, then you'll. The guy just walked out of the room to fart. So, anyways, the 2 a.m. rule. Don't forget why we're here. We're here to help people who can't help themselves at 2 in the morning.
Hey, you're testing their
Speech. Let's wrap it up.
All right, I'm almost done.
You're gonna get one.
I'm almost done.
We still haven't forgotten.
Every once in a while, when we talk to you guys here in the room, every once in a while, you'll have a call, a complex call, whether it's fire or EMS or whatever, aircraft, that is difficult, and yet you do a really great job. I would exhort you to accept your greatness. And every once in a while, we do a really, really good job. Don't forget about formal education. I want to thank everybody here for everything. It's just the list is too long. It's just amazing. And call me anytime, and if you want to talk about finance, Troy, or or anything like that. The last thing, one of the last things I'll say is that I once met a probation officer. I was at a club and I was with my friends, and this guy got in our group, and he gave me his card after we talked for a while. He said, "Here, have a get out of jail free card." And I was like, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what it is." And I just want to say, once I make it, once I pass the bar, by all means, give me a call if you get into some trouble. And anybody who works here, whom I've worked with, has that option, and I'll be glad to help you.
At a 5% discount.
I'll be glad to help you in any way I can. And with that, gentlemen, thank you so much. You have the watch, and I trust in every single one of you. So thank you very much. Yeah. I'm not.
By the way, traditions here, you have to give this to one of you guys. One of your apples goes to them. That way.
Hey, you swap out.
That way. You just hand it to them. This is your account.
I shouldn't have to go to my. I shouldn't have to go to my.
Walk with a plank. Give me your watch. Yeah. Your watch. Give your phone.
Open
the veil.
Go get them.
Hold on. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Do it that way.
No, just take it.
If you fight, you fight your own now. This is the bedrock.